Welcome to The Missive, a GURPS Cold War adventure actual play series starring Ingrid as San Francisco private investigator Melody Hendricks,
No, I have not been drinking, Mr. Sullivan, unless you slipped me something again.
David as medical doctor and FBI informant Dr. Colin Sawbones Sullivan.
You see, the problem is I think it would be a little waste of alcohol, because I don't think you'd be able to keep it down. And that's alcohol abuse.
Taylor as White Ivory Industries bodyguard Frank Washington.
This reminded me of Paul's boat.
Cletus as hedge fund investor Reginald Reggie Thomas.
I assure you, I know what I'm doing. Like, it's not my first time around a pistol.
Jamie as UC Berkeley sociology professor Jade Callan.
Did no one else think of this?
And me, your GM and host, Brett Calhoun. Please note that this series is set in the 1960s Cold War era and may have language and behaviors that are emblematic of its time. Listener's discretion is advised. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So our session opens at the fishing village with Mel looking up at the others who look horrified at her state. You don't seem to recall much of what happened. Well, you do. You recall everything, but you don't know how you got to where you are. Last you saw, you were drowning in the middle of the ocean.
Mel's breathing heavy and obviously very shaken, but pretty insistent to get away from the crowd. Could we just get going?
The fishermen in the background become quite animated, and many of them get up and leave, casting wary looks in Mel's direction. The village chief he speaks in at length with Mike, although he can't really tell what it's about.
I didn't mean to frighten anyone. I'm going to start walking in the direction of the boat.
Okay.
Is it time to leave yet, or do we have...
Yes. Well, I mean, it's always up to you guys. However, it is 23:55, so 5 minutes to midnight.
What was the time we agreed on? Does anyone?
I believe it was.
We were waiting.
Yeah,
we were waiting for the fog because the fisherman told us how long it would be until the fog lifted, right?
No, he said the fog wouldn't clear until the morning, didn't he?
Yeah, so the fog is definitely ushered in along the coast, as well as it's drizzling out.
I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna wait till midnight.
I guess we better start kind of getting our things together then, huh?
Mike will approach to Sullivan and say, yeah, the villagers were a bit freaked out about that whole ordeal. They don't know what happened, but their assessment is that, well, you can see her arms. They're all wrapped up and stuff. They're concerned that some great illness has overtaken her.
They might be right about that. But
Gosh, I hope not.
I think the illness is up here in her head.
That may be. There's been some weird stuff happening lately. You have to admit that.
There's been a strangeness going on around these parts.
Well, in any case, the villagers mostly gone back home. They say they're not going to do. Most of them aren't going to come out probably till morning. Anyways, it's pretty late. But
I apologize. I forgot to ask. Did we buy this boat, or are we just renting it?
We can use it as much as we want. I don't think it's going to get us all the way back to Lima, but I suppose if you want to start paddling, we'll get there eventually.
No, I don't. All right, well, if I don't see you again, can I reach into my bag and grab my last full bottle of whiskey and kind of hand it to him and I'd like to see that that this gets back to Boston.
Oh yeah, I'll hold on to it, and if worst comes to worst, I'll pour one out for you at the old harbor. That's how they say it, right?
Close enough. I can't tell you how much this means to me, Mike. I know you've been a great friend, and well, if I was so inclined, I might even shed a tear. But
Give me a fast talk roll, because Mike and I sense bullshit.
no bullshit. Success on the dot.
But he says, in all seriousness, I hope you guys make it back.
So do I. So do I.
We'll be here with the van. We'll be ready to roll as soon as you guys come back.
And I expect we might be coming out a little hot, so I don't know.
We'll
Keep
be
it ready.
ready. It's going to be fueled up and ready to rock.
All right. See you around, Mike.
Take her easy. And Frank and Reggie, is there anything you guys need to do before you get on the boat?
Frank's just going to be making sure all the supplies are on the boats are ready to go, that kind of thing.
Okay. You have, once again, you have 2 jerry cans of gas. You're going to need at least 1 to make it back. You're not going to run out, obviously, of fuel as you get there. It's not a perfect, distance like that. But it is something where you might need to refuel at some point, like halfway back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, 3/4 of the way there, I think Frank is going to plan on filling up.
Okay.
So, like, before we get to the island, when we're still plenty safe distance out, just going to
Yeah.
go ahead and top up.
Yeah, that second can is there in case of emergencies, if you guys have to go further than you expected or something like that.
Or soak a bridge and light it on fire,
That's
whatever.
also a possibility. But yeah, you definitely have that. Don't forget the oars as well. You have 2 oars.
Okay.
Like directing this toward the group. Do you guys think that, like, do we have enough, like, firepower for what we're doing, or should we stage a couple guns in the boat, maybe, like, just kind of for, like, secondaries, maybe if things don't go the way that we ideally plan them to go?
I'm bringing mine.
Because I'm gonna leave my secondary pistol at the boat, and then kind of judge things whenever we get there. Because it doesn't make sense for me to carry both, but
I reckon I like to carry both.
yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I have my pistol from the van because I was just carrying the Colt Walker, so I'll grab the Walter as well.
Okay. All right, then. I think all of you guys are going.
Sorry, before we go, I do want to pull Callan aside real quick if she's by the van.
Okay.
Fixing my hand wraps. Professor.
What's up?
Just before we go, I don't have time to say everything now. You remember when I told you that I saw that man with the velvet gloves?
Yeah.
I saw him again,
Like just now?
just now, when I fell.
What
He
happened?
told me a lot of things. I need to think about it a little bit to understand it more, but he made me feel like time is running out. That it is absolutely essential that we get May and get out of here.
Well, good thing you're going now.
As I'm talking, I'm emptying out one of the glass bottles of water.
Okay.
And I am going to, I think there's gas cans in the van.
Yes.
Right, cans of gas. I'm just going to fill it 3/4 of the way with gasoline and tuck it back in my bag.
Please be aware that that's going to come down to a throwing roll.
That's
So if
okay.
you-
I have throwing. I just checked to
Yeah.
make sure.
That will also take a little bit of time. So it's actually you're causing everybody else to wait on the boat for
Oh,
probably
okay. I was
10
okay.
minutes or so.
Is it 10 minutes?
Because
Goodness.
essentially the van is on the other side of the village.
Oh, I
So
apologize. I thought we were
yeah.
at the van talking.
No,
Okay.
no, you guys are
no,
on
we
the.
don't. I don't need to go all the way back to the van for
Yeah.
that. Never mind. We'll
Okay.
just. We have gasoline. I have the water bottles. We could do it on the
Mhm.
boat. Professor, I want you to know that if I don't make it back, I really appreciate everything that you've done for this mission and for May. And just promise me that you will get her out safe if I don't
Of
come back.
course. You'll make it back. You're with a bunch of everyone you're with will make sure you make it back as well as me.
I'm sure I will. You never know.
You got this.
All right, I'll see you soon. Hop on the boat.
Like as she's hopping in the boat, can I actually? I'm gonna like, or Sullivan will stop her and just after your after your little show there, I want to make something clear. You seem to be a little distressed earlier at the possibility that the guards might be receiving some physical harm, and I guess I just want to make it clear. We are going to go in and kill them, so I'm not taking that chance of not killing them. So if that's going to be too much for you, you're just going to have to stay here.
I can take your place, Duncan says.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Oh, Mr. Sullivan, I wish I could have changed your mind,
You can't.
but I am in for this mission. But
Okay.
please don't ask me to be the one that takes their lives.
Noted.
And if it can be avoided, please take that
It can't.
opportunity. It almost always can. And you do well to recognize that.
Oh, I'm not going to risk it.
Get going. It's like, I don't know if anyone catches it, but that was kind of shocking, a little bit rattling for just the nonchalant talking of, why we're just gonna murder him. So she's gonna sit in the back of the boat pretty quietly, making sure her hand wraps are nice and tight for most of the journey. Maybe making one Molotov cocktail if we have the fuel to spare.
I am going to need a dex roll from you as you guys go. Because you guys are on a rocky boat.
Oh, sure. Okay, that's fair.
And if you slosh oil around, I am going to make a note of that.
Heavens to Betsy. Critical
Oh, all right.
success.
The world's best.
Yeah, no, that's you make a perfect Molotov cocktail.
There is a determination in Mel's eyes that is pretty severe.
Sullivan, take a lounge token, by the way.
I don't know. I think we should give it to Mel or Frank or anybody else who doesn't already have 5 lounge tokens.
Oh, well, I
Don't give
guess
it to me,
nobody
then.
gets any then. Yeah, too bad.
Shame.
Oh, well.
Shame.
You know what, Brett? You are a kind and generous GM. We thank you. We're here because you're kind and generous.
Flattery is not going to get you much of anywhere. Yeah. All right, with that, the boat takes off from the dock. The motor kicks in, and Frank begins to steer it. Frank, give me a boating motor.
Motorboating.
Yeah, how well do you motorboat, Taylor?
I motorboat real good.
No, he does not.
Well, we're not. We
So
didn't think.
I think this is where there's this awkward moment where everyone's like ready to say goodbye, and Frank's like, "All right, I'm gonna do it now," and he just starts pulling on it, and nothing is happening, and so there's this awkwardness where everyone's just kind of standing in silence watching Frank fuck with the engine for about a good maybe 5 minutes before finally it kicks off, and then he steers it and kind of bumps into the dock of it as they depart.
At least it's starting off good.
before we jump into the boat team, I do want to quickly know, just Jamie, what is the plan as far as Mike and Duncan are on the dock with you?
Mhm.
There's like, what do you want us to do? Like, should we wait here at the boat with them, or should we wait at the van?
I mean, obviously, I think we should wait at the van, so
Okay.
we know no one's taking it,
Mhm.
and potentially find some place to park it out of view of the road, or if someone were to drive by or something.
Mike's gonna say that's gonna be pretty hard. The road in here, it's a mud road, and essentially it just runs up alongside the village. We're in a dense jungle area. If I put it in
Okay.
the jungle, it could
Yeah.
conceivably get stuck.
Do you think any like the soldiers would come down this road?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We're pretty far from the garrison, from
I mean, it's pretty
town.
dark. They probably won't be able to tell exactly what color and everything it is, just
Yeah,
by
I
spotting it.
speaking with the villagers here. Mike says there really hasn't been much soldier activity here.
Okay.
They noted that there was one patrol that came through it very, very, like 2 months ago, and
Okay.
they made some cursory questions about, are there communists here and such. They slapped around some villagers and then they left. I think my bet is, based off what we know, is
Mhm.
that this is too far out for Standard Oil or anybody to really care. These
Okay.
guys live out in a pocket in the swamp.
Well, in that case, I'd like to just wait in the van. It's a lot cleaner.
Okay. Then Duncan and Mike are gonna go join you in the van.
Okay.
And that will then take us to our boating team. So you guys are making your way, hugging the coast as best you can. Give me some perception checks, and then Frank, I'm gonna need a navigation C check.
I have water.
Failure by 1.
Oh, that works. Yeah,
Success.
nice. Frank is killing it right
Oh.
now.
Yeah, Frank had bigly successes.
Yes,
Success
we had
by
a
5.
slight stutter step at the beginning, but
Yeah.
Frank,
Doing good.
yeah, Frank seems to be in his element right now. So you guys are making your way along the coast quite well. It takes maybe about 20 to 30 minutes before you see the edge of Talara. Specifically, you guys see the oil fields that belong to Standard Oil, as they're the ones that are way out, kind of along the water and such. Mel, you can't help but wonder, is Phil in there right now? And Reggie, you think the same thing. Is he
Mr. Wash-
scheming something right now in his office, or is he maybe asleep somewhere in that massive compound of his with his guards and Harvey?
Mr. Washington, may I see the binoculars?
Yeah, here you go.
I may do nothing, but I want to take a look at the oil field through the 6x binoculars.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick perception roll for you. Wow. So you guys are kind of skirting along, and as you near you guys get somewhat close to the oil fields, which is, mind you, you're still on the opposite side of the compound from where the offices and such were. However, Mel, since you were there, you're able to actually see with your binoculars and such that because their office building was kind of raised up somewhat, it sticks somewhat out of the mist, and you can actually see lights on in the building and such. It looks like Phil's working late tonight.
Look at this. There's lights on over there, and I'll hand them to whoever's not boating.
I'm gonna go and snatch those things up. I'm gonna also just kind of look around and try to look at the building that I knew that, like, we were in for the meetings and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, you do the exact same thing that Ingrid did. You see the lights are on in the building, which it is after midnight. So there seems to be some activity going on in Phil's office.
I think you have him worried, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, I think something's going on. I mean, it doesn't seem like him. At least I don't know if maybe the custodians or something are in his office, but his lights are definitely on in there.
Probably ain't good for us, whatever it is.
And after a few moments, the building goes out of sight as the boat continues to speed along. At this point, I'm going to need another navigation roll from. I can take it from anyone who's been to the garrison, and I'm also going to need a navigation water from you, Taylor. Again, you'll be at a +1.
I have also been to the garrison, if that matters.
Then you'll be at a +2.
Okay. Is it? Do I need to use a lounge token? Like, I don't know how bad this is.
I'm not going to tell you that.
You know, I'm gonna use a lounge token because I have 5. So
Okay. I do need navigation rolls from others. If you have navigation land, that's fine. If you don't have navigation, don't roll it. But I'm gonna assume based off of silence and
I
lack
don't
of
have
activity,
it,
no
but
one else
I
has
do have
navigation.
noted on my character sheet. Brett told me to
checking.
get rid of navigation land.
Oh my
And I
god!
knew it was going to come up at some point, and I'm so happy I wrote that on there. It's
Good
not a
GM.
big deal. It
That's
doesn't
because
matter.
you
but it
were a
makes me laugh.
city slicker. You
Oh
weren't.
no!
used-
It makes total sense. I'm not
Yes.
arguing the logic. I just think a cheeky. That's just a nice little giggle I get for myself and now everyone. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have navigation land.
Nope.
Right. Then, Frank, you realize you are nearing the garrison. At this point, you're at a point where you think that it might be best to switch the motor off.
okay, I do so.
All right. Oars are out, I'm assuming.
Yep, I'm still gonna be ruddering, so I'll hand the oars to others.
Okay. I'm gonna need boating unpowered from those that are rowing.
Oh, no, thank
I'll
you.
take it.
I assume you need it for me as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna exclaim. I've done this a time or two, and I'm just gonna like tear the oar out of his hand a little bit.
No, Reggie's killing it. Yeah, he's
Yep. Getting all these bad rolls out of the way.
So you're steering essentially with the rudder?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else is, because there's a second oar. Is
Oh,
somebody
and-
else paddling?
And if we're that close, I'm gonna top the tank off. Like I talked about earlier.
All right.
Someone hands Mel an oar. She's going to give them a look of complete distress.
Sullivan will attempt it.
Okay, I believe it's a
free or
I think it's a
IQ.
Dex -5. Or is it IQ?
It says Dex or IQ -5.
Let's make it a Dex.
I'd rather make it an IQ.
Yeah, but we're gonna make it a Dex because you guys are trying to be quiet.
You can be quiet by being smart.
All right, Brett.
Okay.
Ooh. That's a big fail.
So I will say this: with that substantial of a failure, Frank, you're trying to steer it, but I mean you're not too worried about it right now. I mean it's going in the general direction you need it to go. Reggie, you're doing great. However, you guys hear some loud splashing on the other side as Sullivan is essentially attacking the ocean, slapping it with his paddle.
Frank is immediately be like, stop, or well,
Stop it. Stop it. Don't do that.
Well, I ain't never been out on one of the. I ain't much for play.
Well, give it to somebody else then. Ain't need none of that.
You're getting everything all wet.
And making a lot of noise.
I mean, I could just, kind of do one side and then do the other side until.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone figures it
You
out.
will move slower though.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
be
I'm
aware
just
of that.
making the suggestion to the group. Like, maybe
Go
Frank,
for
maybe
it.
show him. Maybe you show him how to do it a little better. And in the meantime, I'm gonna I'm gonna continue on. I'm just gonna start like kind of rotating left to right side.
Okay.
Now
Alright,
that
so
Mel's hair is ruined, she's gonna take her headscarf off and put it on because she doesn't want to look messy when she sees May.
It has been raining, so let's not blame this all on Sullivan.
well, yeah, and that's actually a great point. So
What?
it's been drizzling. You guys are all soaked to the bone. Just FYI,
Good.
because
All
I
the
mean
more
it,
reason.
it's been raining. You guys are going through fog. It's incredibly humid out, and also obviously there is some ocean spray that comes up off the boat at the speed that you guys are going. So yes, no, you're all soaked.
Okay. Well, then all the more reason to put my scarf over my hair.
And so the boat comes into view of the garrison. You guys are still somewhat out. However, you can see there are some lights on, especially on the road side. And in fact, at one point, you guys see a couple of the vehicles, the jeeps, driving along the road towards the direction of town. Presumably, a night raid is about to happen somewhere.
You don't think that was meant for us, do you?
Ideally, they think we're still at the hotel. If it was,
That's what I mean. Do you think that's where they're heading?
You guys are at the top right corner of the map here, and you guys are slowly but surely making your way across the water. In fact, I'm gonna move you guys to the very far right corner.
I'm sweating so much right now. I'm so nervous.
In character or in person?
Yes.
Both.
Okay.
For sure, both. Yeah, no, Mel, she's definitely, this is becoming very real. Like we're getting close, and it's right now. It's just one track mind. We have to get in there. We have to get out. We've got a plan. We're doing the plan.
Well, I think it's important too for our listeners to know, and our players. Mel, you've never been to this military garrison before, so this is the place you've heard about a bunch, but this is finally your time seeing it. And you may actually not know the buildings and stuff. So the players, other players, you guys might want to point stuff out, mind you, quietly. But
I've also never been here, so it's gonna be
okay,
the same for me.
that's right.
So we'll pass the binoculars between us as things are pointed out. If you
Well, I'm not gonna be able to see because I'm rowing.
oh
Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to stop rowing for a moment and do some observation, or do
Yeah,
you want to
that'd
just
probably be a
continue
good
moving
thing.
forward?
Yeah,
Mhm.
agreed.
Okay. Give me some observation rolls.
Well, I'm actually just gonna percept because I think the odds of them seeing me
Ooh,
is
failure by 2.
pretty low.
Okay.
Excellent. Getting all the bad rolls out of the
Getting
way.
them all out.
Yeah,
Get purge.
yeah.
Gotta purge. Gotta
Yeah,
purge.
they
Good.
won't
This is
show
good.
up again later.
Yep, no,
Nope.
this is good. This is how it works. Were you
All
mean to
right.
people at work this week, Taylor?
I haven't really been at work.
Your karma is fucked.
So Melody and Frank, you guys, you're keeping eyes on the road. However, Sullivan and Reggie, you guys are looking more at the buildings and such. I think with Reggie with a success by 3, you will note that you spot one guard who's standing outside the prison section, who's smoking a
Okay.
cigarette right now. He's under the awning by the bridge. You do know that the lights are on inside.
You're talking about this guy, like here?
Yeah, that guy there.
Okay.
Yep, the one on the bridge. He's
Yep.
standing under an awning right now, smoking. You see him. He has an Uzi under his shoulder with a strap on it. That he kind of moves it around a little bit to make himself comfortable while he puffs on his cigarette. You also note that the lights are on in the room behind him, but you can't see what's going on in there from your guys' distance and such. Sullivan, you note that there's some activity in the main camp area. For example, you definitely note that the the man on guard duty outside, the one who was at a desk that initially you all talked to, he's still out there, or at least somebody is out there filling his spot. However, he of course has his back to you guys as he faces the road. Additionally, it doesn't. You see a small light on in the commander's office. However, it doesn't seem like it's fully lit or anything like that.
Is this boat made out of wood or metal?
It is made out of metal.
Okay.
So you guys want to continue watching, or do you want to begin rowing?
I've seen everything we need. Let's go.
I'll make sure to point out the guards that we
Yeah.
see to everybody.
Yep.
Also, yes.
God. There's a God.
Jeez. Yeah, payday.
Payday.
Just spam it.
I reckon we ought to go a little slower to make sure we're quiet.
If it's just Reggie, then give me a row, or give me a roll for rowing.
Yep. Is that what's the bonus for that?
I'll give you a +1.
Okay.
Remember, they have a -1 penalty to spot you.
You said a +1.
Yep.
Okay.
The -1 because it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Do we also get a bonus for the fog / penalty?
Yeah, I'll say so. Yeah. So it'd be a net total -2 for them to spot you. All right. So yeah, you're rowing quietly. Once again, because it's just you guys. You guys are moving quite slow. So you guys will make it about 8 meters. I'm going to need another rowing roll from you. And I'm going to do some perception checks that I'm going to immediately stop because I don't need to make any more. Sullivan, you quickly spot that there is somebody has passed by this window. The one that is farthest, it's facing you guys, but it's farthest towards the like the main facility and the bridge. Now, mind you, that they just passed the window, so they didn't. Yeah, just like how that arrow was that Taylor gave to the left. So it wasn't like they looked in the window and saw you. It was just merely I'm telling you that you saw a silhouette. So there's somebody moving around in that one room.
I will point him out and very quietly whisper that there's one inside.
How do you guys want to come up here? Because you guys are going to plow right into the boat, unless you guys want to just
Well,
go right.
I think the
We just go
intention
on
was
the side of the dock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
that was
remember the brilliant drawing by Sullivan, it does show them coming in on the west
Yeah.
side of that tiny little dock, which is kind of off the map here, but
Yeah. Forgive me for that. Okay.
Should we all start rolling stealth now?
Yeah, I'm gonna need stealth for you guys getting off the boat and onto the dock.
Okay, good.
Does
This-
the fog give
this-
any additional for that or no?
Not for this. This is primarily you guys are getting off the boat without making a fuck ton of noise.
Oh,
I hope you got some lounge tokens.
I
me.
do. I don't want to use 3 right now, but I kind of feel like this is very important. So I'm going to use.
Yeah.
May I use 3 lounge tokens, Brett, to make that
Yes,
failure
you
by
may.
3 a success? Okay.
Yeah, this is preventing the mass
feel like
usage of them in a
Mel-
minute.
yeah. Mel's
Yeah.
just like in her head. You've done this a million times. Now come on, it's all for May. You can do this. And trips or something on the side of the boat and has to catch and takes a deep breath. And
Yeah, just to be clear, I'm not gonna have you guys
Stealth roll.
spam stealth rolls because I know that is a quick way to screw things up.
All right, I tied up the boat.
Oh,
Okay, excellent. So the boat is secure. You guys have all made it onto the dock. So I'm gonna move your guys' tokens onto the dock.
oh, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna make
And-
I'm gonna make a judgment call, and I'm just bringing the Walther for this. So I'm gonna leave Reggie's gun in the boat for now.
The binoculars are in the boat as well.
I want to crouch down, not under the window, sort of next to on the wall. and
Okay.
just get low. For the record, Mel is in her classic spy outfit, where she has black slacks on, low, flat, black leather boots, and a black mock turtleneck, 3/4 length sleeved shirt,
Okay.
and now the black headscarf on her hair.
Well, you guys are at the door.
Frank's gonna glance at his watch.
It took you guys about an hour. I think it was hour 15. I think we said. So it took a little bit longer than planned. So it's around. We'll say it's 1:05 right now.
Frank pulls out his knife.
Mel is going to point in the direction of the bridge.
Yeah, we can't forget about that guy that was up by the bridge.
Can Sullivan move kind of like there? And I don't want to get in front of the window. I just want to listen.
Okay.
See what I can hear inside. I'll do it pretty slow if I don't want to be. I'm not going to jog over there or anything.
No, that's fine.
I would also like to listen if I'm next to the door or the window.
Well, I need you next to it. Or I guess if you want to listen to the door that you're at
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
you can do
just
that.
where I'm next to.
I'm gonna.
I'll start with Mel. You don't hear much on the other side of the door. Sullivan, you hear like some muffled yelling, but it doesn't sound like it's in the room you guys are in.
I'll gesture to Reggie that he should stick with Sullivan, and by implication, I'm gonna stick with Mel.
Okay.
I'll stack up
Thumbs up.
behind Sullivan.
Okay, so you guys are all up against the wall right now.
I will point again in the direction of the bridge.
Could I slowly start to peek in the window and
Yeah.
see what I can see?
Take an observation roll +1. And once again, they'll be penalized when it comes to their turn to spot if they're looking. Okay. With a
Success by 5.
Yeah, that's solid.
Let's go.
So you guys are going. So you'll see a couple of folks. I'm going to adjust something real quick though. I don't want to give you guys a heart attack.
Okay.
Every NPC is in that building right now.
There's a tank in there.
So yeah, they've somehow parked a tank inside that room. We don't know how it got across the bridge, but don't ask. So you peek in, you see one guy is actually sleeping right under the window, and he's snoring loudly. You can hear that now that you see him. You also see another guy. He's looking in the direction of this room here, and he seems to be playing solitaire.
All right. Can I gesture back to these fine super secret agents I have with me that there are 2 inside? One is sleeping, and one is looking west.
No, east. Oh, actually, no, you're right because the map is split.
Yeah.
Oh, take a
Mhm.
lounge token. Bless you.
Thank you, Brett. I appreciate the.
I'm just gonna keep giving them to you because you
Yep.
can't use them.
He knows what he's doing.
Mean.
Message received.
What was your gesture? Oh, 2 inside, 1 is.
He described what was in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs
I'm
up.
actually gonna need an IQ roll from you, Melody, to see if you could spot that because he's
Okay.
in some dense foliage and it's dark and misty out.
IQ or perception?
Success.
This is I'm saying IQ because
Okay.
it's not only is it perception, but it's also her understanding it. So
Success.
So you're able to tell.
I give a thumbs up and I look at Mr. Washington for guidance on what to do next. Or take his lead.
I do have one more note for you, David. The guy at the desk, he does not have an Uzi. He has a pistol holstered on his belt, but he does not have an Uzi.
Awesome.
Frank's gonna just motion for her to wait. Just hold up a finger to see what Sullivan does, because he's gonna see if Sullivan's gonna take out the front guy or what. So he's gonna wait.
Okay, we'll continue to listen at the door for any signs of approaching steps or voices.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Alright,
another
Brett.
roll for you.
Mel's heart is beating so fast right now.
Do I see anything from the? Was he a major? I don't remember what he was.
Colonel
but
Benitez.
Colonel, yes. Do I see anything from? You said there was a light on in there, but
Yeah, so you peer across the water, and you don't see any activity in there. You do see a light is on. It looks like maybe it's a lamp, but so far you don't see any like silhouettes in there or anything like that. However, it is kind of difficult to tell. You are struggling from the same penalty that the others would, in the fact that it is dark and misty out.
Are these barred windows or are they normal windows?
I'm going to say that they're not barred.
While we're stacked up on this wall, I'm gonna screw on my baffle suppressor.
That's so intimidating.
Frank's gonna go over here to discuss real quick in very hushed tones.
Mel looks at him, points at herself.
Me and her go around the other side, try to get in a window. You can keep an eye on the front guy, maybe. I mean, if you can take him out and we can take control of that guard room, that'd be best. What do you think?
agreed.
Yeah,
Well,
if we
Then you go for him, and then once he's down, I'll come in this door here, and then we'll rush this guy. Hopefully get him before he makes any noise.
yeah, the most important thing to remember is we're gonna have to take this bridge out if things kind of escalate.
That's what the
Okay.
fire's for.
I'll hold up
Good.
the axe too.
All right. I'll wait for your signal.
Sullivan really is an axe murderer, and this is terrifying.
And so
We
Frank
thought it was Mike.
Frank will go back over to May, or not May, Mel, and explain that conversation and tell her to get ready, and then take his position next to the door, knife in hand.
Yeah. I feel like there was a moment where after Frank walked away, Mel took a step like she was going to join, and then realized that they are more than likely discussing killing these guards, and she doesn't want to hear it or know about it, so she stayed there.
And Frank was strategic about the verbiage.
Figured.
Well,
She'll nod.
take
in
him out.
Want to murder him in cold blood.
Gonna send him down to the farm.
We're
Oh.
gonna put him in the pig farm. Pigs like to eat anything.
All right. So after that, Sullivan is gonna sneak to this corner here,
Okay.
and
I'm just gonna follow behind.
yeah, very slowly give a peer around. And I want to just kind of try and be listening as before I stick my head around, for if the guard who was there originally is like moving or anything, or.
Okay. Oh, I guess I need an observation roll from you.
All right, I will get to use some of those lounge tokens.
Nice. Yeah, failure by 2.
Good job.
He's like, nice.
You did it.
All right. You peer around the corner, and you see the man with the Uzi. He's putting his cigarette out. He lets out a lengthy yeah. And right after that, he turns and he's about to spot you.
He's about to spot me?
Yes, he is he's turning to look in your general direction. Do you want to do anything?
I mean, I'll just lean back. I don't want to.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure because maybe you wanted to rush him. I don't know.
We just have to wait until the eye goes completely dark gray, and then we can go. Okay.
Yeah, Skyrim rules. Well, I mean, Mel, with your level of sneakiness, you should just be able to crouch walk through this entire building right in front of the guards and
Should.
Pocket them.
3 lounge tokens tells me otherwise.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I hate it so much.
I will say this, Sullivan, or I guess Reggie, actually, if you're by the window, you will see after a little while this guard, he will get up and he'll walk over across the room to this door here that was across from him, and he'll bang on the door and he'll shout some stuff in Spanish, and then he's going to go back to his desk.
Sullivan, did you hear that?
Hmm.
That the guard that's at the desk, he went to whatever room is in front of him and yelled some things, and I don't know what that is, but I don't know.
Oh.
It's what did you see around the corner?
Just the one guard. I haven't heard him move at all, have I?
No, he's still standing. I'm going to jump over to Frank and Melody. What are you guys doing?
At that door, and I'm getting ever more tempted to go to this window over here.
Yeah, in fact, you're so tempted. One might say you're curious.
Yeah, I think I am pretty curious about it, Brett.
Mm-hmm. Give me an observation roll as you move over to that window.
Oh, God, failure by 3.
You
I can't hear it over the sound of my heart beating out of my chest.
you peer through the window and you see that on the other side of the door it's clear. But you definitely see the man. You see the man as he's going back from shouting in the door. He sits down, and for the briefest of moment, it actually looked like he looked over at you. However, he's put his feet up on his desk now. You also see the man asleep on his bedroll.
I take a very tentative step backwards and return to my post.
Oh, not yet. You hear something as well. I'm going to put you back by the window. You hear a scream. It's a man's voice, if that makes you feel any better.
Oh, that does. Okay.
And it's somewhat muffled, but it seems to be coming from the room right next door.
All right. Sullivan is going to reach in his pocket. I'm holding the axe with my left hand, and with my right hand, I want to grab my brass knuckles. Just kind of look back and give Reggie a look, give him a nod, and then I'm going to peek around again.
I'm going to be like, wait, like, should we try to, distract him first? Or do you want to go for it?
I think just go for it.
All right. I'm following you. I'm going to go ahead and pull my pistol out of my holster, suppressor attached.
So just FYI with the suppressor, we're going to be using the cinematic rules for that.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be John Wick level of cinematic rules where you can shoot in a crowded room and no one seems to notice. But,
in the middle of the airport.
I mean, I love James Bond, so I mean, you'll hear like a muffled, like punt noise, but yeah.
Well, I understand.
This is going back to the 60s, though.
Hidden.
This is pre high pitched whine noise that was super popular in the 90s.
Well, I guess if that's the case, we would know it. That the window that Reggie's by right now, is that closed?
Yes.
All right. I will peek around the corner again at this lovely gentleman.
Give me an observation roll.
Oh yeah. I'm really nervous about this.
Just suddenly hit with how much is riding on this. If it weren't stressful, it wouldn't be fun.
Go ahead and use a lounge token.
Okay. Yeah, because at a failure by 1, that might have risked things. As you peek around the corner, you will see that actually you catch just the back of his boot as he's making his way inside. But Reggie, you would both hear, and if you were peeking, you'd see that this man he walks in and he begins to engage the man with the pistol in a discussion.
As soon as I see that, I am going to sneak around. And do I know which way the door? Does it open outward or inward? I just forget, and I just.
It's going to be an inward door.
Okay. Do I know which side the
Following
hinges
him.
are on? I want to be on the opposite side of the hinges, is I guess what I'm saying.
Okay, the hinges are on the closest to you right now, so you would need to get to the other side.
Okay, and that bell is like right where I'm at, or right around
Yes.
there.
Yeah, you're standing right under it. You can see it kind of glinting in the moonlight.
Okay, is it just hanging there, or is it
Yeah,
like
it
attached or something?
hangs it hangs from a cord, but it's a fairly heavy bell, so the wind itself wouldn't cause it to ring.
Then, as a sneak around, can I put the axe down and just like lean it up against the building, or just on the ground, whatever?
Mhm.
And can I like grab the striker inside with one hand and unhook it with the other hand? Because I obviously don't want it to ring when I
Yeah.
take it down.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need a stealth roll from you on this though to see how
You
you're
sure
able.
can.
And this will include you just like dismantling it.
Just ratcheting up the tension here.
Yeah, I am
Yeah, I
kind of.
see you shiver with anticip.
Ah,
All
Oh,
right.
thank
Oh,
God.
good.
Yeah. So
Success by 2.
Yep. So you
Yeah.
expertly pluck it down, and you dismantle it. And Reggie watches you kind of. I'm assuming set it down on the ground, maybe.
Yeah, if possible, I'd like to just set it into the water.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll it into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rolls in there with a faint, plop noise.
All right, I am going to leave the axe there, and I want to sneak to the other side of the doorway and kind of crouch there.
yeah, I'm just gonna take up his spot and be crouched on this side of the door. The
Okay.
hinging side of the door, right?
You
Yep.
are on the you're on the side with the hinge right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
Uh,
stay here.
And Sullivan, you creep on. Okay, so you crept to the other side. Are you planning to continue like south
No,
or northward? I guess. Okay.
no, I am waiting for the guard to return out.
Mel's waiting on Frank's signal, and I think Frank is waiting on the boys' signal. Yeah.
I'm waiting on them to make a move, and then Frank's gonna be like, ah, stab, 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 stab.
Yeah, several minutes are gonna go by.
Great.
You can hear them talking and talking, and then finally, after approximately 10 minutes or so, if you checked your watch, you'll hear the door open, and the man will step out, and he totally doesn't see you guys, and he continues walking.
Holy shit!
He is going to cross the bridge unless you attack him.
I was ready to attack him, but I was gonna
Yeah.
watch in stupefaction as he totally.
He kind of whistles some song that he learned somewhere, and he steps into the building across the way, which is lit, and he immediately starts talking to somebody. However, yeah, I mean the door closes immediately.
I'm gonna point to Reggie and gesture for me to go after the guy at the desk, and him to shoot the sleeping guy.
All right, give me a gesture roll. Just aware to Frank and Melody, you guys cannot see anything right now that's going on.
Yeah, I'm basically at this point, since they're out of sight, I'm just continuously listening for like a sign of, they're making a move.
Okay.
Um,
All right,
Once I
Sullivan, you make that hand signal, and Reggie, you understand.
Yeah, once I see that signal, I'm just gonna go ahead and cross since that's the opening side, anyways. And I'm just gonna stack up behind Sullivan again.
Okay.
Sullivan, I don't think I should shoot him. I do have a knife. Like, should I dispatch the man that way, or
Whatever your preference is.
yeah, I don't think we should. I don't think we should be too loud, because shooting this gun in an enclosed room is going to be very loud, even though it is suppressed. Yeah, so I'm just going to holster my Walther and pull my knife out and follow Sullivan's lead.
And here we go. I will try and open the door quietly.
I'm gonna need yet another stealth roll. I'm sorry, but this is gonna require that.
Success by 1.
So you open the door. You're going right in, right? Like
I'm-
one fluid motion.
I'd like to. I was hoping not to give any warning with the door, but yeah, I want to go in with one fluid motion. I'm just strike him right in the gut.
Oh my god.
That's not where I would choose.
Okay. You go in. You open the door. He sees you and stands up. However, his jaw drops at the sight of you. Yeah, he lets out a startled a yelp, not something that's super loud, but he does let out something. I would say just make your attack now.
All right, I'm gonna go all out strong
Don't
with the
fail,
brass
fail.
knuckles.
Don't fail.
That would be
Please.
You guys
nightmarish.
didn't disable the bridge, did you? Oh
No, not
no,
yet.
that's a failure by 3.
It is.
There's no way he has 3 launch tokens.
I don't.
Yeah, so you go to punch him, and just like reflexively, he pops his hands up and like grabs your arms, and he's tussling with you somewhat. Reggie, you what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm gonna see Sullivan like go to hit him and him kind of parry it,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try to slide. There's not really much space. Is there any space like between the wall and Sullivan and the guard?
You could squeeze behind Sullivan.
Well, I'm trying to like help Sullivan though, because I see that they're like in a struggle right now.
So not right now, actually, no. Sullivan's large frame is actually blocking you from getting in and like getting a jab in, and the table to the right is actually would make it so you'd literally have to run all the way around the table to get at this guy.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, which
I'm
you could
just gonna
probably
go ahead.
do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he wants to make noise, he can run around,
Yeah.
sure. However, I'm gonna definitely make some perception checks then.
I'm just gonna, since I know, like, I'm trying to gauge like what I see as I come through the door. I know I can't get past Sullivan to the guard. I know he's struggling with him, but I'm just gonna go ahead to the guy on the cot, and I'm just gonna attempt to stab him like in the throat, chest area.
Okay. It's a good point that you're going at him. He does have an Uzi that's right next to him.
Okay.
And so with GURPS, like there's not like a coup de grace, but if he's asleep and you do like an all-out attack, it's effectively a coup de grace.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I'm just gonna allow it. I mean, you stab him in the throat. I think the only thing I am going to do is I'm going to do a quick roll to see if he would hear all of what's going on, and he does not. So yeah, you stab him in the throat, and I mean you hear a gurgling noise as his he starts choking on his own blood and stuff, and he quickly dies.
Do I still have an action after this?
No, that is that you've done everything you can.
But I saw the Uzi though, correct?
Yes, So the Uzi's at your feet right now.
Yeah, I just like making a mental note of it.
The soldier is just right now. He's still grappling with Sullivan, which, to be clear, he's not actually grappling, but it's just more of a struggle. There's no other combat outside of that, so it'll go back to you, Sullivan.
Did I hear a man choking to death on his own blood?
Or do I? So I could signal to Frank?
No, you guys are. It doesn't sound like these guys have made their move in yet.
Just like awkwardly staring at each other.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all out determined then. I did to hit this guy.
Frank pulls out a big old dip, by the way.
Mel makes a disgusted face.
All right. Yeah. Give me your attack then. That is a
Success.
However, he once again, like he's getting like in your face and stuff. I want to point out you are seeing that he is quickly regaining his senses. All right, Reggie, it is your turn. Sullivan is struggling. You can hear that. You can hear them kind of grunting in the background as Sullivan is trying to knock this guy out. However, he is doing a very good job of keeping him at bay.
Is there a sling on this Uzi?
Yes.
All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Like I'm seeing a struggle, and I'm going to I'm not like, I'm not trying to make a lot of noise. I'm not like sprinting.
And I would say you're going to be moving at half move.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna approach the table, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna like talk to Sullivan. I'm gonna like pull him back.
All right, both of you guys succeeded quite well. You hear Reggie say to Sullivan, "Pull him back." So you guys are now in the initiative order.
Charge!
All right. I am going to all out. Determined again. Success by 4.
All right, with that one, he is gonna fail. So roll me damage.
So 5.
Okay, so it'd be a 5,
Still pretty good.
and you're hitting him in the chest, right?
Yep.
Please be stunned.
You hit him right in the chest, and you feel something very hard under his chest, and
He's
kind of staggers back about a foot. So he actually staggers back and falls down amongst the chairs, and he definitely lets out a bit of a shout at that one. It's a bit louder. Now we go to Frank.
So I'm going to evaluate.
That'll bring us to Melody. Your turn. Give me a perception check as you enter the place.
Failure by 2.
Okay. You're going to come in. However, I am going to stop you on the other side.
Okay.
You need time to observe things.
Very similar to what I think would have happened. Honestly, just seeing the 3 of them flanking this guy and probably catching a glimpse of red out of the corner, it's a lot to take in. Taking a second to just assess the thing. Okay.
All right, yeah, so you actually probably don't even see the guy, because you just see Reggie, Sullivan, and Frank gathered around a table, and you see Sullivan is trying to like get at something on the other side. You absolutely do see the body, which has now spurted out a substantial amount of blood, especially if Reggie took his knife with him, which I would assume he did.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of gore. You can smell the iron in the air.
What have they done? I think that alone stops her.
The soldiers continue to lay prone. However, he is going to pull his pistol out and shout. Additionally, the door to the right is going to open, and
good thing I can't be surprised.
Yeah, a guy's going to step out. So he steps in with holding a bloody knife in his hand and says something in Spanish akin to "What the fuck is going on here?" And that is his turn.
Oh god.
And that will take us to Reggie.
I'm going to move kind of in line with this guy to get Frank out of my way. I mean, I'm assuming I saw him come through the door, right?
Yeah, no, everyone has seen him come in, yeah.
All right. I'm here, and I'm going to throw knife at this dude.
Okay.
Do you have a knife in your hand?
Yep.
Yeah,
I thought you had a pistol. Okay.
Well, here's the question though. That means your pistol's in your offhand. Just be aware of that.
But yeah, I'm gonna attempt to throw knife at this man.
Okay.
Aim for the face.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go for it. I guess yeah.
Okay, you will succeed. Okay, I will say, unfortunately, he is going to duck out of the way as you throw it. He jukes it, and like the knife embeds itself into the wooden door, and does the stuttering noise. Yeah. Thank you, Taylor. I need to add you to the soundboard for the podcast.
you need a sheet of fucking what do they call it?
Yeah.
Just metal, dude.
Yeah, the sheet metal.
Sheet metal, yeah. I don't know why I can't think of that. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then can I transfer my weapon to my firing hand at this point? Or
I would say that's doable. All right, Sullivan. The guy's got a gun at this point.
Yep, I am stepping forward, and I am going to punch him in the arm that is holding the gun.
All right, roll me damage.
Oh, good. Oh, thank God.
Well, that is a fuck ton of damage.
7 points of damage.
Broke his arm.
To his arm holding the weapon.
Yeah. So I think first I need to do knockdown.
I'm only worried about him howling in pain.
So he succeeds, and I mean, he is, yeah, he definitely lets out a cry of anguish.
So he's not
I mean-
knocked out yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, he is not. He's very conscious.
And the bridge is not down.
Ooh, okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that later.
Fuck. No, I don't like that at all.
I know. That's what I've
Bridge!
been thinking about this entire time.
Me too.
Guys, it's okay.
All right. And it is now top of the round. Yeah, Frank, there's a man with a knife standing pretty much right next to you. You could definitely attack him if you want.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get a throat slash all out. Wait,
Okay.
he's already holding a weapon?
Yeah,
Hit a bloody
Oh.
knife.
he is holding a bloody knife.
Oh,
yeah, he has
I thought
not
you were talking
stabbed
about
it.
Reggie when you said that.
No,
Okay.
They both just
okay.
had bloody knives staring
Yeah,
at
yeah,
each other. dude.
yeah. I was, yeah. I thought you were talking about Reggie. Like he came out and saw Reggie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" But he came in from that room, whatever he was doing, and he has a bloody knife in his hand from whatever he was doing.
So, yeah, I was gonna like go all out and go for the neck, but I'm scared.
I've
But
been
is Frank scared?
scared this entire time.
Frank's not really scared, but he's not stupid either. So, I'm gonna evaluate him.
Okay.
Well, fuck. Hold on. Sorry. It's times of the essence. I can't have him yelling, even if that guy just yelled. We gotta minimize noise. No, you know what? It's time to take a risk, baby. So at a net -1, I'm gonna slash for his throat.
Oh God, I love it.
I use 2 lunge tokens.
Okay. He gets a dodge. He succeeds.
Fuck me.
He throws himself up against the wall, and you narrowly miss, unfortunately. Melody, it is you.
No one has seen Melody yet that she knows, right?
Yeah, no one has seen her.
I'm going to increase dodge, all defense, increase dodge, and move half movement to get just right here.
Okay.
And lean myself up against the wall, trying to just listen to see, because I know there's at least one person, and I haven't seen the other guy yet. So I'm just right now I'm not evaluating in the sense of the maneuver, but just listening to hear what's happening in the combat to try to figure out what the best next thing is. But I want to take an increased dodge.
Okay. So you do all out defense. I will say you can hear both of the guards. Like, you're aware that there are 2 people
There's 2.
that you
Okay.
guys are fighting. It's difficult to hear because one of them is screaming in anguish.
And the door here is closed, right?
Yes. In fact, you guys cannot
Let's
see what is
lock
going
that
on
door.
outside right now.
Okay.
No.
No, we want this one unlocked. This one we want locked.
And that brings us to the soldiers. Okay. I think this guy is gonna, the one that Sullivan is assaulting. I think he's just gonna.
He drops the weapon, by the way. You can't hold anything with him.
Yeah, no, he does not. Yeah, he does not have it. He is going to. I think he's gonna attempt to crawl. Yeah,
Attack of opportunity.
he's attempting to crawl away. Yeah, no, it's not Dungeons and Dragons. The other guy is going to take a step, and he's going to slash out at Frank. He'll succeed. I need a dodge from you, Frank.
I can't dodge. I went all out.
Oh, okay. Then he will land a hit. He is attacking blindly, though. Or as far as just random hit location. Okay, he's going to hit you in the chest.
Excellent. I like that. Does he do more than 6 damage?
He does not.
Excellent. He
Neener,
also
neener.
feels a hard, stiff plate.
Yep.
You just flexed your abs.
You guys got some hard
Yeah.
kiddies.
He's got that
Yep.
gator skin, boy.
I'm about to show you what Gatorin's all about, boy.
Okay.
Go on ahead, skin that smoke wagon.
And that will then bring us to Reggie.
All right.
Could you shoot this prick, please?
Yeah, I just saw Frank get fucking stabbed in the chest, so I'm gonna go for a fucking. I'm just gonna go ahead and crack one off this dude. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and crack two at him. The
Okay.
dude that just stabbed Frank with the old Walther from essentially point blank range, right?
Yeah, I would say this is essentially point blank range. Frank, I will note, the front of your shirt does have blood on it now, even though it's not your blood, but just
Right. Yeah.
to your
A
aware.
transfer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's
So-
telling you the front of your
That
shirt
boy
has hep
tore
C
my
now.
shirt. I got super AIDS.
All right, so that means you will hit him with both if he does not succeed at his dodge. And because he does not have enough room, he fails. So roll me either random hit location or both bullets are going to the chest. I'm doing it right now. The first one's going to hit him in the groin. Awful. And then the next one in the face.
Oh,
God.
Yes.
So so you essentially he stabs Frank. You shoot him in the groin, and he like howls in agony and drops to his knees, and then you immediately just shoot him in the head.
Kind of in both
and
brains.
he like his brains splatter on the corner, and he's just toast.
Oh yeah, dude.
Frank gives a little nod to Reggie.
The guy that was crawling from Sullivan sees all of this and is
Like,
horrified and like just lets out like.
where's that fright check, buddy?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna
Yeah.
do a fright check for him
Yeah.
right now just to see
Just
where
watch this
he's
buddy get
at.
pinned.
Yeah.
after his other buddy got fucking throat stabbed.
Oof.
Oh my god. He falls unconscious.
Oh well, that's good.
Solves that problem.
Yeah, like he just witnesses that, and you just watch him just conk out.
Frank, well then I assume we're out of combat.
I
Yes.
would not assume that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I will treat it as though you guys are out of combat right now.
Frank will just go over and like grab his hair and like slice his throat.
Oh.
With Frank doing that, Sullivan is going to peek out the door towards the camp,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
towards the rest of the camp.
Okay,
like,
how-
remember the bridge?
How do you want to do that? Is it going to be like sneakily, or just are
Yes.
you opening it real
I
quick?
want to open it just enough to see out, and I want to be listening for any boots on wood.
What's your observation?
11, I think it's 11.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
And you're going to see the man with the Uzi, and he has the door halfway open, and he is shouting some stuff to somebody else inside. The Uzi is unslung, and he has it in his hands. This has been The Missive, a GURPS Cold War adventure actual play series, created and developed by Brett Calhoun. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Also, feel free to drop us a note in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this episode and look forward to seeing you on the next one.